XRP family just saw a price run to the upside and then a dump. So was this a pump and dump? I would say it's more like an expectation for the entire party arrangement. But then the news actually came out like, okay, Ripple's big party is threatened by the flash flood. But in reality, right now, yes, it is true we had those issues, but it seems like XRP community is strong. They don't really care about the rain, the flood and all. They have made it there. So we are actually watching, yes, the price went up and came back down because of these kind of narrative, but people are ready. They are at that space. That's cool. Now, if you actually look at the price action, we also have to understand some key elements here because the basic idea was to remain bullish. If this breakout is bullish, a retest and a bounce is not going to take that bullishness out of the market. Yes, crypto is the risk on asset, but on the other aisle, you're watching the risk averse guys actually want to jump in this. But gold is actually dropping. So a risk off asset like gold, a safe haven asset like gold, going down kind of gives you an idea that crypto is about to run higher. That's something which we have shared in the group before, giving you guys the right idea. Like this is what happened last time when the crypto actually ran up in 2021. All of these coins popped during this time. And we were actually sharing the thought process like, okay, what if the price of gold is going to drop? But at the same time, in the social media, this pattern was a lot highlighted, saying, okay, we are going to bounce back from this level. But if you go back into the price action right now, you're watching this going down. Why is that? Because the recent history, the price action, it does matter. The strength was showing that, the price structure, the pattern, the trend, everything was showing that, which all points towards the bullish market sentiment in crypto. That's true, and that's what we are watching right now. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Gold broke to the downside, went back up, retesting or trapping some people, and then pushed back lower, pushed down. That was actually a big drop to the downside, pushing it all the way down. And remember, on the same note, you'll actually watch stock market kind of opening to the upside, but then dropping back down. Now, keep this in mind. We came to an area, we got a hammer, we're kind of playing it at that level, which is kind of a support range. So we want to actually see this breaking to the downside to say it's completely negative, because yeah, you do have patterns which doesn't actually look really great. So in the stock market side of things, you're watching some pattern evolving like this. It broke to the downside, you came down. Okay, true. Now that's on a daily. So when you actually zoom out, people actually start asking the fact that, okay, this doesn't actually look a lot positive. You can actually push the price a lot lower because it's failing the second time when you're reaching that territory. So that means stock market has some downside. So that can be some concern for the market on the other side, but that's literally pushing money into the crypto market. Each time you had this break to the upside, it was great. Yes, sometimes it was really volatile, but you did go back to the upside. And if you actually note one thing, when it was volatile, a retest, a consolidation, a bluff, it went much higher. So that movement from around 16,000 towards 25 was like a decent run up. Then the next one was from 22 to somewhere around 30. So you can actually get the idea of where the price action is taking us. Now, include all these candles. What are you really looking at? You broke to the upside from a trend line below which we have been for some time, and now you are staying above that. So if you zoom into the price action, you're watching like, okay, we broke higher, we came back down, retested that range, and we are now at that position. We're still holding on to that as a support. So if we bounce off, that's one of the bullish thing we have to see. Remember, before this, we had this bluff. You went up, you came back down. It was like a pump and dump scheme, and then you went back up here. Now, On a 4-hour scenario, you're actually trying to see what the hell is happening. Are you actually getting a divergence here? As of now, no, you're still bullish on that aisle. It's actually fine. You're still looking at things on a positive note, bullish note. So now you take that into XRP and you want to actually understand the fact that, okay, all this is happening. On a daily, this is what you're watching. We talked about this possibility here. The price, when it actually does this, it breaks to the upside. We have seen this a lot of time again and again. And right now you're watching the price doing something similar. Yes, some days are volatile, but that doesn't actually change the fact that it went back up after that run up. Now, you go in history and you see a lot of these. There's a lot of volatility before you push the next leg to the upside. Maybe it's just going to be somewhere close to this level as a test while the market remains uncertain. But you also have to keep in mind that this is near the end of a month. So you're actually going to see a weekly candle close soon, and you're actually going to see a monthly candle closing soon. So on a weekly, what does it actually look like? You're actually at a support. You're above that. You got this pattern. You're now slowly bouncing, slowly putting in new highs each day. That's cool. Now, erase all of that and go back on a monthly and ask yourself, what the hell are you watching? Now, if you have confusion watching the market noise, then this is something you have to keep in mind. You go up, you retest, you bounce. You go up, you are retesting that and bouncing. Now, yes, it is true that you don't actually have much of the gap here, which kind of shows you like, okay, there is a mixed signal on the market about the bullishness to the upside. But the question is not about whether we are going to the upside. The question is more like, what's the momentum like? Is the momentum increasing or is the momentum decreasing? That is where we had this idea that, yeah, you are having the divergence. You broke to the upside, you came back, you retested, now you're bouncing off. All cool, all great. Now, keep this in mind. Yes, this is true. If we get some kind of announcement, it's going to be positive. People are there, they'll actually inform us right away. So if you are here in the crypto world and you're actually looking at the Twitter, I'm like, okay, you can actually follow me here, and that will actually lead me into an area where I can give you guys the right thought process at the right time, because I would be sitting here searching for XRP related posts, latest and only from the people I follow. I don't want some fraudsters, editing, that kind of thing. We will be watching how things are evolving. I'll be actually following through that to understand how things are moving out. Because if there is some kind of announcement, I think that's going to actually impact the price. That's going to push the price to the upside. Because all what we saw here was the anticipation of the proper party. And then, this kind of the media is at that point kind of pushing negativeness into the price action. And we saw, yeah, it impacted negatively. So right now, when you're standing on this aisle looking at different movements in the crypto market, I'm like, there hasn't been anything in the market which change a bullish sentiment. Right now, if you actually remove all the noise and look at the market in a healthy way, this is what you're doing. You haven't actually changed anything. You came back to a support. We discussed about this from a long period of time. Now you're bouncing back up. The possibility of this going back to test this range is huge. Now, say you believe that the price is going to do something different. Okay, but right now you don't have much of a choice. You're inside this range. Yes, if you break higher, you come into this territory. But right now you're watching the price is something like this. It hasn't actually done a massive movement yet. But when we actually look at these reversals, whether it's back to the trend line or movements to the upside, we can actually understand, okay, when this actually starts, it starts kind of slow. And then at one point you start getting momentum and you continue doing those things. Wow. And it's not like, you're actually about to do that for a 6 months, 12 months span. As soon as you start these things, you kind of topped out in 3 to 5 months. It's done. Different assets have different horizon, but most of them falls into this category. So if you are in the market and you're looking at all of this thing and asking like, where the hell are the opportunities? You should first go look at the Bitcoin dominance side of things. Because if you actually see the Bitcoin dominance dropping, we went through this extremely deep in the group where I actually shared my thought process to you guys, like, okay, this is what's happening. And I think the possibilities in the market is this, right? And now we are doing just that. So people kind of ask, like, okay, what does that actually mean? So if it's me, I would actually say there's something I shared with the group a few hours back before this actually started breaking to the downside. I'm like, okay, watch the RSI. It came back up. It got that rejection after the retest, which doesn't actually look much bullish, because if you go back into the trend, we have been inside this trend from the last year end, say November, late November. We started this new trend. We were actually doing all this. So any type of correction here to come back to a major support territory is going to give altcoins really, really good space to run higher, which kind of shows you that in this market, when you're actually going to look at these, you're going to see a lot of opportunities. Some of them are already running cool. You can actually see 15% a day, 15% a week is not actually a bad thing when Bitcoin is not moving and when the market cap is not increasing. So money is allocated into markets, and you will see people rebalancing all this. Say you look at StarJ, we had our call. What's it doing now? It's already starting to trend higher. Now that call was like a couple of days back, and we are already bouncing off around 0.38. I gave you guys the breakout, the targets and all, and we are watching how things are evolving. Say VAX and all other assets are starting to move higher. So if you are watching some of these and you want the updates like this on time to get the right narrative of the market, so you know what to anticipate, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below, where we go through all of these opportunity, the breakout where we're breaking higher. If we break higher, I give you guys, like, this is my thought process. If it's me, I'm gonna look at all the, say StarJ. We actually gone through all this 4 days back. We looked at it. It's already up 30%. So if it's me, I'm actually following all those up and informing you guys on the right time. So if you received value, please do smash that like button. And I'm happy, really happy to see a lot of people smashing that like button. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.